In this example, we will be calculating the simple interest on a short-term loan. Remember that interest is paid only on the amount borrowed or invested. So in our formula, I stands for the interest that needs to be paid, PV stands for the present value, or the initial loan amount or amount invested. R stands for the interest rate, which needs to be converted into a decimal if it's given as a percent, and T equals time. And the time always needs to be expressed in your formula in years. So here's the first example. Tori loaned her brother $350 at 12% simple interest for 10 months. How much did her brother owe her in interest at the end of the 10 months if he made no payments during that time? Simple interest means that the interest payment is only going to apply one time on the entire loan. So first I'll make the present value, or the amount of the loan, equal to $350. Then I'll pull out the rate, and I'll write it as a decimal, so 0.12. And then I'll pull out the time of the loan, which is 10 months. But we need to convert this to years. So we'll do this by writing 10 divided by 12, which means there are 12 months out of the year, and the time is only 10 of those 12 months. So that gives you about 0.833. Now I'll plug these values into the formula. So the interest on the loan is equal to the present value times R, which is 0.12, times 0.833. Now, when you plug 10 divided by 12 into your calculator, it comes out to 0.833 and then goes on forever. So just keep that in your calculator, and then multiply that value times 0.12 and times 350. That will give you an interest value of $35. Now let's move on to a different type of problem. In this problem, we want to find what the future value is going to be from an amount that's invested today. So Mike invested his summer earnings of $3,000 into a savings account for college. The account pays 2.5% interest. How much will this amount to in 9 months? The formula we're going to use is at the top of the screen, where FV stands for future value. So first we'll pull out the important information from the problem. The first is the present value of $3,000. So PV equals 3,000. R for rate is 2.5% or 0.025. And T for time equals 9 months, but converted into years would be 9 divided by 12. That amount is 0.75. Now let's plug it into our formula. The future value of this investment is $3,000 times 1 plus the rate, 0.025, times the time, 0.75. So to find how much his investment is worth, we first need to go into our parentheses and complete that number first. So I'm going to multiply 0.75 times 0.025 in my calculator and then add 1 to it. So I have the future value equals 3,000 times 1.01875. And then you can simply multiply that number in your calculator times 3,000. And so we get a future value of $3,056.25. This is the amount his investment will be worth at the end of 9 months at 2.5% interest.